Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mikhail Gordon. Welcome to my channel. Come in, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Just give you a preview of what I'm gonna be talking about a lot on my channel. I'm just gonna be talking about life, relationships in life, family relationships, male, female, daughter, son, daughter, mother, friendships, politics. We're just gonna be talking about life, everything got to do with life, all around. Today, I want to talk about masculinity and male nature. I think it's very fitting to start my channel talking about masculinity, male nature, how it looks, what it looks like, because I've noticed that it's a bunch of confusion. Almost seem like masculinity and male nature is something that seems to be frowned upon. We got this misogynistic term that a lot of people throw out, controlling, narcissist, all this when talking about men and masculinity. So I want to talk about that. So I want to really focus on black men. Of course, I'm a black man, so I want to really focus on black men, because if we don't know what we are and what we bring, we won't have any value. There's no way you could make yourself valuable, or you could showcase how valuable you are if you can't describe what you bring to the table. So let's talk about what masculinity and male nature is and what it brings to the table. The number one thing most people like to say is men provide, masculinity provide, and that is correct. That's one thing, provision, and it's one major thing. But in totality, providing is not the only thing that men naturally do. Men provide, protect, problem solve, procreate. They also instill system, order, and structure. So you have to understand that this is what all entails a man, not just provision and providing, like the buzzwords that we like to hear all the time. This is just, so if you just elevate yourself to just a provider, you're actually holding yourself back as a man, because naturally you do more than that. Let's talk about it. Providing what? Monetary things, yes, that's one thing. Provisions is basically the same thing. Provisions, providing. Men, listen, you just don't provide money. You provide a lot more than money as a man, to your family, to your significant other. You provide a masculine light. You're able to look ahead of time. Men have foresight. So what you're able to do as a man is provide things that can help the family not make so many bad decisions, not get in a bind, keep the family afloat. You can prepare in advance. We're able to prepare in advance and do some things that may seem like controlling and abnormal, but that's just what we do. So you have to understand, as a man, monetary things is not the only thing you provide. You provide more than that. Protection, of course, protection. That a woman will accept provision and protection. Those two things, they're gonna accept those. Problem solving, they rarely accept problem solving. You can tell not just a woman or your child or anybody in your life as a man. You can have a way to fix a problem, but since they don't actually know what masculinity and male nature is, they won't take your solution and actually prolong a problem, make a problem worse. So you got to understand that problem solving is part of male nature and masculinity. And one thing we got to do, especially as black, we got to stop looking for the okay to be men, because if you're not a man, you're not going to understand. So you can't be looking for okay, or someone to say, well, this is the right way to go, or this is how you be a man. Because if you listen to most of talk today, everybody wants to say a man does this, a man does that, without even being a man. So You got to understand that you're a man and what you bring, and that's what we're going to talk about. Problem solving, provision, protection, procreation. Procreation is another thing. Naturally bring as men is procreation. And that's physical intimacy. That's words that we use to show endearment, care, respect, and love for others. Of course, as children in the household. And let me also say this: men, we have to understand that we create the culture. We are the ones that's supposed to create the culture, not our women, not the children, not some type of outside force. That's our job. And I feel like we've been dropping the ball because there's so much pushback on what masculinity is and what a man is. And everybody's trying to I feel like socially engineer what a man is instead of understanding the nature of a man and male nature and what they naturally do. Men show love through correction. That's one thing that we do. The mother or the women of the community, they're going to always be the nurturer. Give me a hug, I love you, that type soft, nurturing type of individual. But men, we're not like that. We're stern, we're direct, and we are gonna constantly correct and teach and guide. That's just what we naturally do. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to get comfortable with being men. We have to get comfortable with our nature. We have to understand that yes, it's not, right now it's not cool to be a man. We got a lot of misandries going on. But if we're ever going to get to a better place as a group, especially black men, we have to understand and take our place, reclaim our image, understand that men behave, think, and act a certain way, and not be shamed of being a man. There's nothing wrong with being a man. Absolutely nothing wrong with being a man. Structure. Men, we naturally are gonna be structured creatures. We're gonna do things a certain way. We're gonna want things done a certain way, whether it be around the house, whether it be doing business, whether it be raising our kids a certain way, which could be looked at as controlling. But we don't worry about that. We don't worry about being called controlling because we have structure, systems, and order. That is male nature, masculinity. We're supposed to do that. We need to step more into being that. Don't shy away from that. We need to step more into being the type of men with system and order and structure, and stop being so timid around our women. We're the leaders. Stop being so timid. They can't whoop nobody's ass. They don't run anything. So like I said, we have to get into our masculine frame and masculine energy if we want to get to a better place. Stronger people. Polygamous. Men by nature, I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but men by nature are not monogamous. That's not nature. That's actually unnatural for a man to be monogamous. Not saying that a man can't be monogamous, because you can. You can find that woman who's, and I don't want to go into talking about femininity because that's another show, but you can find that opposite energy that could make you go against your natural instincts. You can do that. But that's just what a man is, and we gotta stop letting people make us feel bad. Being a man is bad. We gotta start telling the truth, especially to our women. Telling the truth. For instance, I don't knock nobody for the little what they call it when you sneaking and creeping and late night and all that. Well, if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. But this is what's happening. We are feeding women delusion because women think that sexual attention is equal to relationship attention. So we have to, as men, we have to start as the leaders, the ones who provide, protect, problem solve, procreate, set system, order, and structure. We have to be able to say, well, I'll, you're a late night creep, but that's far as we can go. And then take it a step further and tell her why. Why? Well, I can only be with you because you overweight. You're masculine. You got too many kids. We just got to keep it 100. And this is going to level set the women, which is going to, in turn, increase where we are as men in this society. That's how it works. A group of people can go no further than the moral position of its woman. That's all. Every society has always worked this way. So us as men have to understand who we are, what we bring, and find a woman that would allow the full potential of what you bring naturally as a man, which is system, order, structure, protection, provision, problem solving, and procreation. That's just what we do. So I wanted to talk about that masculinity and really just open the floor on that conversation and just talk about it, because I see this as a problem and I see it's really not allowed. Like, women really just harp on men are providers. They only think that you're a provider, and therefore they only gonna allow to provide. And you're gonna naturally want to do the other things that you want to do. You're gonna naturally want to instill system, order, structure, protection, procreation, problem solve. But they're not gonna allow that, and that holds you down as a man, which holds the community down. So we got to get smarter as men, understand what we are, not be afraid to be men, continue to be men, continue to be direct, continue to correct, guide, lead, teach. Don't worry about being emasculated. When you learn your value and you decide, I'm gonna be a man and I'm going to exude all the characteristics of one. Well, you're going to get shunned down, but we have to get to a point where we break out of these mental chains and stop being so afraid to be men. Stop being afraid of our women chastising us for being men. So I just wanted to talk about that. And we'll be talking about that even more going forward. Unselfish. Men are very unselfish. Very unselfish. That's how we're able to build and provide for the family. That's why we build the system, order, structure. This is why we build the whole world. We build it so other people could enjoy it, especially our women. This is why we build the infrastructure, the homes, the cars, the houses, make life comfortable for people. That's what men naturally do, push the needle forward. So we just have to get comfortable in ourselves, understand what we bring as men, embrace it, embrace masculinity, embrace male nature, understand that we show love through correction. We're not the nurturers. We're not women. There's nothing wrong with not being a woman. We let women be women, and we be men. We stick with our order, with our structure, our system. Controlling is what they like to call a lot of men. Now, understanding men are supposed to be controlling. You can't lead, you can't protect, guide without having control. So we have to understand that and stay true to ourselves, man. We have to. And communicate and talk to each other and break out of this not afraid, being afraid to say what you mean and mean what you say. Because you're not gonna, and I want to talk about not everybody, but we have these guys, what they call simps. You guys are not like any more than the guys who mean what they say and say what they mean. You're not liked any more than anybody else. You're not getting any cool points. The women talk about you. They don't like you. They don't want to be with you type of men anyway, because you're not leaders anyway. You're followers. So you're not helping doing all this. I see a lot of this, especially on the internet. I see a lot of guys thinking that they're getting some type of leeway or some type of cool points by dirty macking. They call it dirty macking, but you're really not. You're really hurting yourself. We don't do we don't want to do that, because at the end of the day, guys, if we don't understand masculinity and get into our masculine energy and not be afraid to do that, we suffer at the end of the day. It may look like we're doing good. It may look like we're winning, especially when you got the ratio to women, men to women, how we all see how it is right now. So, I mean, one guy you could really have a lot of fun out here when it comes to women. So, but at the end of the day, having these women in this delusional mindset that and not understanding what masculinity is and not accepting full masculinity and male nature from a man, not understanding that this is male nature and this is how men are, and accepting it all, and not saying that we're just providers, is holding us back, especially as black men. So we gotta wake up, reclaim our image, and it'll be better for all of us. It'll be better for all of us, man. If we can understand that and really focus on that and implement that in our day to day lives. So this is my first video. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you go do that when you come in, and I'll be uploading more videos. I'm not sure when my next video will be coming up, but we'll be uploading more videos really soon. Thank you guys for coming out. Peace.